Biasa as the deputy leader of opposition. Acting as the closing government is M2U01399 with Ms. Villa as the member of government and Ms. Asrida as the government whip. And last but not least, acting as the closing of opposition is M2U01399 with Ms. Siti Hanum as the member of opposition and Ms. Anissa Puspa as the opposition whip. Our adjudicator is Mr. Bimo from UAE. Now, to open the debate, I'd like to call upon the Prime Minister to Mr. Asdar, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a motion and social food federation and parts. But here speaker, standing to government bands will prove to you why actually white people are existing in such school. Firstly, speaker, because they simply think that they are injustice. They have a responsibility to help the people. Even there will be another contradiction when they help the people or the society. They will not care it because why? Because in their mind, they only think that it's my responsibility to help my friends or to help the people or the society. But here the teacher speaker, by seeing all the action of these people, it will decrease the willingness of the society to their government, because why? Because these people will addictive all of the things of society, will make the society only help, only hope to them, not hope to the government. It means that the careless of the willingness of society will decrease toward the society speaker, because why? Because they believe that not the society will help me, but these people. It means that the thing of the job of the government will lose by the society. And here, Mr. Speaker, as the government that will prove to you several mechanisms. Firstly, what we limited the right of the people to help someone. What we mean here is we don't want them to action without permit with the government. Why we say so? Because by seeing such school that they do their action without the permit of the government and without follow the rule of the government itself. Why we say so? Because Mr. Speaker, every single country have their rule. Mr. Speaker, have their rule. It means that if the people is appear, the rule of the country will less. Speaker, because they do their action by their own self. Speaker, they don't care about the government. And here, Speaker, second is give a punishment to them as what the rule itself. For example, fastest the bestest of Robin Hood itself, which he had the society because he had the society by being a team speaker. As we know, team is the crime right. So we believe being a team is not make us being a team is not the right way to have the society. Because why? To have the society because it's contradicted with the rule of the government itself. And dear speaker, that's why we really oppose what those people do in their lives, speaker. And dear speaker, as the open government that will prove to you 2 points when here. First is why it's justifiable. Second is why it's not harming the society itself. Firstly, why it's justifiable, speaker? Because we believe that every single country has their own rule, has their government, has their justice law, has their people who have a right, who have the job to do the justice, speaker, to have the people. For example, the Texas, when there's a people do the crime, we have the government have a cop to help them. We have a cop to catch the suspect. It means that we don't need people because our government have provide us to catch the people who help us from many crime and many things. And the second case about the economical thing, we believe that every single country has their APBN, has their law, and then has their own to manage, has their own government to manage people to be the helper of the government branch. And here, Mr. Speaker, second point is why is it harming the society, Mr. Speaker? Because, Mr. Speaker, because there is still a government can help the society. There is still a people that has provided from the government to help the people. The society don't need to hope toward the people because why? Because these people are help you, but another thing they also in another side they make their rule not follow the rule of the government branch. It means that the beliefness and the beneficial of the government is close to Speaker. And here this is the thing why you don't want him to Speaker. Because here Speaker, government is the people who have you need to believe that they are people that you can trust, not the people or not the kind of people such as Spider-Man or the second Speaker. And here Speaker, the idea of the government itself is they are the people who maintain and who will give you a needed, who will give you every single that what you need in the status quo in your daily. And let's think that why government is so very exclusive to you, is so very important to the society because the government is coming from the society itself, Speaker. And here the thing is why should you trust society because they are from you and they know what will you do, what will you need, Mr. Speaker. And here Speaker, in government there are several people that we manage them to do the special thing. For example, I'm the Prime Minister of Economical. I will do the economical thing, and I will know what I should do it, what I should do for these people, what I should do toward the education of my society. And here this is the thing what's the impact of the thing if I do it. But this is the thing what's the difference between government and the people. The people do it. Such as the Spider-Man do it because they only see by their eyes, not thinking more about what is the impact if I do things, Speaker. And here it is, why we should trust the government because the government is really help to you, it's really care to you. What if you happen if I do this thing? Am I give some things toward the rest or not? And based on our idea, where is justifiable because the trust of the government will last because the people and the government banks will still oppose the government.
The Prime Minister spent 7 minutes and 16 seconds to deliver an initial response on the government. Yes, I called even the leader of opposition to Mr. Rahmatullah. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Another process is how to put Spider-Man behind the curtain. We see that what actually happened in status quo. We see that the society loses of the willingness of the government because the government wanna overcome the problem after the harming in the society already appeared. This is what actually happened in status quo. When we're talking about will decrease willingness of the government, we believe that the government loses willingness of the society because the government cannot fix all of the problems, cannot fix all of the problems already that already happened in status quo. They only fix it. They only fix behind of the outside of the problem, but they never try to fix inside of the problem itself. And the second of all, they never try to explain to us the mechanism on how if the for example if the Spider-Man try to help someone, but the harming that Spider-Man do is not the less with what they do before. For example, you only and then also try to they try to touch about the APBN or something like that. We said that the APBN come from the society itself to actually give the society to actually help the society. But what we mean here, what we mean here, it's never mind if we try to we try to finance the society itself. But we stated the Spider-Man itself, for example, the Spider-Man try to help the society by sacrifice something. So this is justifiable for the government itself because they try to make because sometimes we need something that can simply because the police itself try to rob the environment. For example, there is a terrorist, and the police also try to boom the home itself. This is cases this kind of cases, Mr. Aaron Speaker, because we think that the something that really useful we have to do. This is the other situations that never the government never expect. And let's add in my point. What is not justifiable? First of all, whether or not if the Spider-Man we put in the jail, it is the best choice. First of all, sometimes the police cannot fix the problem. This is the function of Spider-Man. Every single, for example, the police itself, sometimes the police cannot fix all of the problem that already happened in the status quo. What we mean here is the urgent situations. Spider-Man will try to help someone. We try to help a lot of people. We try to help the other people. And sometimes we justify something that really give small effect with something that really have a good effect. We see that we justify if the Spider-Man only try to block the small problem where they try to where they want to try to help a lot of people, because we see that the idea of the punishment itself to try to create justifications from inside of that. And we should not simply give the punishment because of the failure, but we have to see on how the good act that they do, Mr. Analyst Speaker. We see that even we try to what's that? We cannot simply try to make the people enter in the jail because of something, but we try to analyze first. We try to analyze first on how these people can give benefits for the government itself. For the government itself, it's not simply because of for example, it's not simply if I kill someone and I try to help a lot of people. It is not unjustifiable because if the government want to try to make the Spider-Man enter in the jail itself, Mr. Edward Speaker. This is the idea of justification itself. And the second of all, the idea of justice. Justice only punishes the people who not obey the rule itself, Mr. Speaker. But we mean here, the failure that they do is unspeakable with the punishment that they get, Mr. Speaker. For example, there are a lot of people in one building, Mr. Speaker. They have to trust and the building is started burning, Mr. Speaker. What we mean here, Spider-Man is the best people that can help them without, for example, the police itself. Because you see that the police will try to fix this problem. But we mean here, the Spider-Man itself can try to help them. This is the good acts that they do. This is the good acts that they have to analyze first. They try to make someone enter the jail. We should not simply give the punishment because of the failure, but we have to see on how the good act that can get from the government itself. And then also the real function of justice. We cannot deny that only because you do something a small problem and you try to enter in the jail. We see that what actually happened in environment. For example, if the society always put the beliefness of the Spider-Man, and in the end of the day, Spider-Man, for example, entered in the jail itself. That's why and then our government also never explain to us what the best solution what we should do. Put behind of the Spider-Man itself. But what we need here is only analyze first what Spider-Man do. This is the balance with what they brought in the environment rather than the society that they have. Because the justifications of the punishment itself can be present in the society itself. Thank you.
The leader of opposition spent 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, I invite the Deputy Prime Minister to Miss Virana.
Well, Mr. Speaker, before I enter in my point, let me define this motion. Under the motion is that this House will put Spider-Man behind the bars. If we define this motion, is Spider-Man is the people who do good action in order to help someone. But what we mean here, Spider-Man, when they do their action, we always bring harm toward the society. Yes, we agree that all of the action of Spider-Man will help the society, but see the impact after what happened after the Spider-Man do such a thing that I will explain more in my point later on. Goes to my rebuttal. They're talking about when we cannot fix the problem, but we believe that it's not because the government cannot fix this, but here after those people have society, are they trying to fix what happened? What have they made? No. They only leave it and make the government. The government should think more to fix the problem of that. So this is the burden of the government. The government by seeing this thing, we believe that the government fix the problem of this one. And also they're also talking about Spider-Man will do good act what they do, but after the Spider-Man do their action, but he never think what is the impact after they do, because we think that what happened after the Spider-Man help not the authority of the Spiderman to take over all of the job of the police itself, because we think that the quality of police, because we think that this is the quality of police to solve the problem what happened in the society. Why? Because we think that all of the society already put the trust toward the police, and we think about the quality of police is more good because they also have strength to solve the problem what happened in the society itself. And the second is that why basically we should put the Spider-Man behind the bars, because all of the action of Spider-Man, they do without the permission from the government, as my first speaker said just now, meaning that it's same with you do rebellion toward the government. Why we say so? Because we think that you do such a thing without the permission from the government, meaning that it's same with you do rebellion toward the government. They do without follow the rules of the government. It's same with you neglect the policy itself, because the beliefness of society will decrease toward the society, because we think that this I rest my case.
The deputy prime minister spent 6 minutes and 10 seconds. I invite the deputy leader of opposition, Mr. Kansa.
Under the nucleus household is Spider-Man behind bars. Here, Spider-Man is inherited the fair society. Even though he sometimes he always unobey justice, but the important thing here, Spider-Man unobey the justice because it's all for society itself, and also they believe that Spider-Man just give harming in the society and above the environment and take the job to government. My response here, first of all, we should consider why hero such as Spider-Man and why hero such as Spider-Man appear, but and you know in the other side there is policy because government cannot effectively protect itself. So for example, police, we can see police that they protect the society because it's their job to protect society, but and sometimes they cannot do anything because they really obey to the rule, so they cannot do something because for the government or for example police just think that the rule of the government is more important than to save society itself. So why he appear here? Because Spider-Man can see back and then we call that situation as fair, as justice, or call it as an even, then, ladies and gentlemen, we should go back to the barbarian age, right? We don't need government to govern us. We don't need people who stand, right in the middle in the society itself, ladies and gentlemen. What happens in the opening layer is that the idea of the vigilante justice itself, it should be defined as the people who actually wanted to uphold injustice, but by putting the law itself, ladies and gentlemen. But the idea of the backlashing by the law itself is already violating the idea that they want to preserve, which is the idea of the justice itself, ladies and gentlemen. And we believe that actually the goal of this debate itself is like we would like to uphold the fairness or the justice itself in the hand of the government and the society as one, ladies and gentlemen. So we do need this kind of what is so-called superhero or this vigilante justice among the government and the society also, ladies and gentlemen. Now several rebuttals go to the opening opposition, in which they said that they claiming that actually the government cannot fulfill the society needs of justice itself. That actually the inside of the government is already broken down, so thus they need a superhero, ladies and gentlemen. But let's say just, ladies and gentlemen, this kind of the government policy itself is always happens in any situation or any form, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that actually by fixing the insides of the government itself, by working inside of the government itself, is much more important than rather than shifting their belief to the superhero itself, ladies and gentlemen. Second point, they try to actually justify all the help by violating justice itself, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it will also creating society's mindset that actually breaking the rule is okay at the first place, ladies and gentlemen, as long as you what so-called you are upholding your justice itself, ladies and gentlemen. On the third point, they said that actually the societies already trust these kinds of superhero, thus they should not go to jail, ladies and gentlemen. Then why can't we make these kinds of Spider-Man and government, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, it will also distract or actually decreasing or downgrading the essence of the government itself, ladies and gentlemen. We believe this government, the society create these kinds of government, so they should put all of the trust toward the government itself, right? We cannot just simply because this government is lacking on the justice or lacking on the work so on and so forth, we just create another government by creating this kind or believing in this kind of superhero itself, ladies and gentlemen. And the last point that we cannot, they said that actually we cannot always obey the rule if we see such kinds of violence, ladies and gentlemen. Then we said that actually we as a society is simply can just report those kinds of violence or those kinds of things towards the police or towards the government itself, the one who have the authority to actually doing such kinds of things towards this injustice things, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have 2 points of argument in which what is so wrong with the vigilante justice itself, and the second is that the essence of the body itself, ladies and gentlemen. And the first point, what is so wrong with the vigilante justice itself, ladies and gentlemen? Despite what so-called their justice that they want to be upheld, they're also breaking or violating the essence of the justice itself, which is the idea of the fairness should be stand at the first place. This idea of justice itself is actually created by those kinds of society by having the law that actually governed by the government itself, ladies and gentlemen. Moreover, this is driving the society's mindset that actually breaking the rule is okay at the first place, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of mindset is actually very severe problem that actually should be faced in the future by the society. If this violent justice itself keep doing this kinds of thing in which you are you getting such kinds of violence and then these kinds of will directly attacking you, we believe that actually if the society keep doing this and it will lead to another chaos that happens in the society, because they will think that actually eye for an eye is actually okay at the first place, ladies and gentlemen. They don't need a form of the government to actually maintaining the social order that already exists in the
are human or are human being or the society itself, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that actually the essence of the justice is also the fairness that substance in the status quo itself, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in the idea of the jail is a symbol of the policy itself. The government is the one who also maintain the social order to live in the society to live in harmony itself. Then, why we should keep, put this trust towards the government itself, because they will create such kinds of harmony towards in society. Because if we don't do so, ladies and gentlemen, because if we let these kinds of superheroes or vigilante justice keep happens in the society itself, it will also shifting the belief itself from the government towards these superheroes itself. That we do not want to believe so, because it will lead to another thing that, for example, if the government give you a policy toward the certain thing, another thing, then the society will not follow the policy that will have that will be created by the government itself, ladies and gentlemen. Why so? Because the decreasing of their praxis itself is already severe and severe, ladies and gentlemen. And also the idea of the fairness itself should be done by the government to stand between the people itself, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that the idea of the vigilante justice itself is already subjective at the first place, and we believe that actually we creating the government is actually to become the objective one among the people, ladies and gentlemen. So thus we believe that actually trust to the government is already objective at the first, should be objective at the first place, ladies and gentlemen. Then the government, when you hit people, then you don't hit them back. Why? Because we have the government, ladies and gentlemen. We have the government to punish people from you, ladies and gentlemen. Why we not punish people directly? Because it will also distracting the order that happens in the society. Thus, maintaining social order that which is from the government to govern itself is already essential at the first place and should not be broken down by this legislative. The manner of government's
speaker and what government side has want to actually create with justifiable or the statement or the hero of vigilante stuff is about how they want to create an unskilled soldier inside the system. Because what? Because the problem is about how the victim is defenseless because they are not armed, and etc. And the second is about they want to deliver the message, they want to take the message from government to actually fight for justice itself. So we do not believe also even if your problem is about how if there is any more problem in a village or in a rural area or something like that, we believe that how we could still maximize the police itself. So even if in that country we cannot maximize the police, we can like take care from another country, ladies and gentlemen. So we do not believe on how the idea of this vigilante justice, the problem of the idea of this vigilante justice stop on the idea of practicality, which is the policy of maximum, ladies and gentlemen. We believe the problem of the idea of vigilante justice stand on how these people will create its goal to actually disrupt or grow the harmony inside the society of the social order itself, ladies and gentlemen. We believe on that. We believe on that point. Now goes to the rebuttal, which is they talking about on how they talking about how the hero of this experiment on the vigilante is justifiable because they just want to help people because these people is sacrifice his time or his whatsoever to actually do something good for another people, etc. But we do believe that help or intentions cannot be measured at all, ladies and gentlemen. We live in the era where something is meant to be speak out, ladies and gentlemen. We live in the era where something is need and evident, ladies and gentlemen. For example, if there are people who murder another people, ladies and gentlemen, you can just simply say I defend myself, and the police just trust you to defend yourself, and then you're not suspected at all. The police is still looking for evidence. Is these people really defend himself or herself, or these people is aiming to kill her or kill the victim itself, ladies and gentlemen. So again, we really believe that we not live in the barbarian era anymore, ladies and gentlemen. There are certain rules, certain rule that it's actually created by us to us itself, ladies and gentlemen. Now go to the second rebuttal, which I will tell about how the victim versus and then the message fight for justice itself, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that the victim defenseless and the fight for justice is not merely you can attack people in front of you if you feel threatened, ladies and gentlemen, because the threatened also some feeling that you can measure, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot just perhaps you will feel afraid with the guy. Perhaps you will feel